Kelly Reid, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
How are you? We've not done this for a while. How are you?
I know. I'm good. The last time we did it was, I think, was at the start of lockdown, wasn't it?
It was. I think we did. And then we've just been manically busy. And I've done a podcast. I've been doing loads of episodes. Then I take a rest. Then I get onto something else. And now we're relaunching it again.
I know. We always message each other on like a Thursday and go, how can it be Thursday?
We have to do a podcast. And then last week we have to do a podcast. You've been on my list every day. Ring Kelly, we have to do a podcast. Ring Kelly, we have to. So how are you? How's life? How's things? How's digital?
Very, very good. Yeah, very good. Everything's still very virtual. This is the Conservatory Club that I'm still very much in house of. And it's just kind of, it's been great in a way. It's been an absolute godsend, but just busy like you. It's non-stop. You wake up and then you go to bed and you think, oh my God, how did that go so quickly? It was just like flyby.
It really is. So tell me about your update on your online studio. So as we're doing this podcast tonight, what is it, the 17th of September, life's opened up a bit, the gyms have opened up, people have started to go back to the gyms and classes. So what's happening with you online? Are people leaving? Are you getting new people? How's it all coming together?
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that when the gyms opened, I was going to literally lose pretty much all my members. Obviously, those members that come to my community classes, I wasn't going to lose them. I've been able to bring my community classes back. My school decided, where I teach on a Wednesday night, where I could potentially have talk classes because it's a big space. They made a decision during the summer holidays that they weren't going to have any external bookings come back in. So they kind of said, we're really sorry, but you're not going to be able to run any classes this year. In December, we'll review it and make a decision. So that kind of took that out of my hands. My other hall is too small. I think I can fit maybe about 6 or 7 people in there with regards to the 2-meter rule. So it's not feasible. It just doesn't work in that respect. So that all my community classes were not going to come back. However, I did think, because I've got a lot of people who, in my virtual group, I've got a lot of people who've been with me from various health clubs all over the place. I've also got people who train with me in St. Lucia when I went out to the body holiday. I've got people who train with me in La Santa, people who train with me in Turkey, people from kind of all over. And then I've got a huge amount of instructors in my group who are in there for them, in there for doing their own workouts and getting a little bit of support from me, but also to get choreography ideas and to get content ideas, which I really don't mind because that's the whole job that we do. And I thought that my numbers were going to massively drop. And actually, to be honest, it's completely stayed the same. And I'm going to say that and really hope that that doesn't change now. But everyone's kind of same. I've maybe lost a few people. And everyone's always messaged me and just said, I'm going to be away, or I'm going back to teaching and I'm not going to have time to do the virtual anymore. But yeah, it's been really, really good. I've gone back and I've taught 3 classes now at Nuffield. I teach 3 a week. I've gone back to do those live. But that's it. Everything else is virtual.
That's interesting. That is interesting you say that. So you told me today earlier, before when we were just chatting previously, that you've taught 7 classes today, including clients. That's one whopping day. So run me through what you've done today. What have you taught?
So and I've got my little board up behind. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see my board? This is always cracks everyone up when they see this. But I have this hanging on my wall.
Wow.
Because I have to remember, I can't remember things. And I'm a diary girl, but I still need to actually physically see it.
Wow.
So my
podcast, I know a massive whiteboard with literally every hour, 9 o'clock brain fit, 10:15 body conditioning, 11:15 fitness Pilates, all the way through the day. Amazing. Yeah. You're good.
That's what I got. So today I did 8 o'clock in the morning. My virtual members are loving express classes, and I know we've spoken about this before. but they're loving half an hour express classes, and the 8 a.m. half-hour express is hugely popular. They also love a lunchtime express class, so a half-hour class. So I've done, this morning I did a pelvic floor fitness Pilates, and mainly I was speaking about quite a lot of the stuff that I'm going to cover tomorrow when we do our specialist day. So I was kind of tapping into that. Then I did 2 clients, I actually physically went to their house and I trained them one after the other. Then I taught Pilates, fitness Pilates flow for Nikki Riozzi, because we've done a class switch over this week. So I taught in her group. Then I did a no kit, no jumping hit for my group at lunchtime, which they loved, again, half hour. And then I've gone to Nuffield and I've taught hit, and then I've taught Pilates. So that's my 7.
That is a lot, isn't it? That's a lot. Wow.
And I'm home alone because Jason's gone to Italy. So it's literally like, I've kind of piled it up a little bit because I'm one of these people that I just get bored otherwise.
Definitely don't get bored with that many classes. Brilliant. So Kelly, tell or share with the listeners and the viewers, what's your marketing schedule now? What do you do online, daily basis? How do you run through your social media? How do you look after your groups online?
So with my group, I am literally running it all through Facebook Live. And obviously I will post first thing in the morning with their timetable of what the classes are for the day. However, I always post at the weekend the new timetable for the week, and they get so excited. They get sort of like, on a Friday, they're like, the new timetable's coming out, what's it going to be? And I always ask for requests, and I take all their information in and do all of that. And so they've got their timetable, and that's in the announcements, so they know what's coming. But every morning I'll post. And then I just kind of let that group run. I mean, I'm live so much, so I'm pretty much live at least 3-4 times a day. So that kind of in itself is constantly growing. And then everyone who does their classes on catch up, I always say to everybody, if you do a class on catch up, right underneath, right, in the comments, and let me know how you felt. Let me know how it went. Let me know your feedback. So of course, then that bumps up the videos, and everyone, sees those and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it. I'm going kind of live in my main group about 3-4 times a day. So that's kind of more than enough. And then I'm just posting up within Instagram stories and a little bit on Instagram, just giving people a flavor of what I'm doing. So it might be that I've done the fast videos, whether you'll see everything speeded up, or I might get, little snippets of my class or what I've been doing. With anything, like, with if Logan comes on your video, everyone loves that more than ever. Same with me. If Bentley comes in my videos, then everyone loves that much more. So I always get much more likes when Bentley's in the show.
True. It really is true. Gosh, that's a lot of classes. So you are a Facebook power user. So that's cool. Have you got any tips for anyone going live on Facebook? So you and I were early adopters of live. I've always wanted my own TV show, got turned down for a million times. TV show. In fact, fun fact for people that don't know, Kelly used to be in a girl band. She'd auditioned for girl bands. You can tell she's that theatrical type, can't you? That went to a stage school, that did all that. But both of us always wanted our own TV shows. But unfortunately, we never got that luxury. We became aerobics instructors until Facebook Live happened. And then we've got our own shows.
Now people can't turn us off.
So I went today, we released a new mix today on Pure Energy. So I went live on Pure. I'd gone live on my page, so I did 6:30 till 7 on my my normal fitness group, my old Kickstart group, and then I went live on my main Facebook page and did 7 till 7:15. Then I did supporters briefing 7:30 till 7:45. Then I took Logan to school, came back, did 9 o'clock in the Pure Energy group talking about the new mix, then went live on the Pure Energy main page, and then went live on Pure Energy YouTube channel.
Oh my God.
It's just like one after another after another. but the amount of people that you see on the lives is phenomenal. It blows my mind every time we do that. And the people that you reach and you talk to and you see, who tune in, ask questions, and it's just such an important part of the business. So for anybody that's listening or watching, what are your top tips for a good Facebook Live, whether it's a talk or whether it's a class? What are your things that you always do?
So I always make sure that I am ready, and this is, we've seen, there's been some absolute boobs with people who start their lives and then they don't realize that it's going live and people can see them, and they're, picking the knickers out the bum and they're doing all sorts of stuff, and and they've gone live and they're at like this angle and it's all like the chin. So I have a little stand for my phone, which I know you have as well, and my phone sits in my stand and it stays there, and I make sure I am backed away from it, and as soon as it connects and as soon as it's live, I'm on. I'm not like, yeah, it is. And you've got to be ready, because people are watching you right from the get-go, and even if they are watching you on catch-up, which a lot of mine do, they watch right from the start, so they will see, all of those crazy things, those horrendous boobs that we've seen people do on their live, where they're asking, is this live? Am I live yet? Oh God, look at my face.
Someone, I need to get my ruse done. So I saw that yesterday. I thought, oh, don't say that. You look great. Just go live. So always number one.
This is it. So be prepared. 100% be prepared. Be comfortable in what you're wearing as well. I see loads of instructors who are constantly adjusting what they're wearing whilst they're doing it, and I'm like, please stop. It's really distracting, horrendously distracting for everybody. So don't be pulling your clothes here, there and everywhere, and if you're not comfortable in an outfit, don't wear it when you're going to go live. Be prepared as well. I mean, we've just talked about the whole whiteboards. I've often got my choreography notes, not that I don't know what I'm doing, but just so that I've got track of what's coming. So I've often got things put up on my walls, not so anyone can see it, but so that I've got a track in my mind of what I'm doing in that format of class. I've watched some stuff on Instagram of some celebrities who are fitness professionals now, and it's almost like, I watched one person, I'm not going to say who it was, and they were like, oh, do squats. Oh no, don't do that. Do do a lunge. And I was like, what are you doing? You don't even know what you're doing. And it just looks so shabby. And I think even though people, she was going live and it wasn't a paid thing, but still people want you to look like professional. They want you to look like you know what you're doing. So if you're like me and you've got 100 things going on in your brain, and most of it's to do with food, so I often go on a sidetrack about what I'm eating and what I'm going to be eating. Put something up on the wall so that you can keep a track of what you're doing. So be prepared within your physical self, be prepared with your actual plan of what you're doing. Know that as soon as you hit that go live, it's starting, so that people are gonna be there. And just be confident that this is who you are, and you want to connect with your members. So my members will often say to me that they almost know or feel like I'm there, because they'll do something at home, and then I'll be like, I'll say a little correction, and they'll be like, oh my God, she's watching me. How does she know? How can she see? And mine's all on Facebook Live, so I can't actually see them. But, be that interactive if you can. And obviously if you're on Zoom, then it's easy, but be interactive like you would be as an instructor with them, because the energy has got to be so much more when you're doing a live. You've got to be over and beyond. I mean, me and you we're quite theatrical. We're quite, you know, flamboyant in our movements. We're quite, you know, energy wise. And if you're not that type of instructor, if you're quite a quiet and shy instructor, then unfortunately you've got to pull your big girl pants up, and you've got to be over the top a little bit, not crazy, but you know, because otherwise no one's going to watch you. You've got to be entertaining.
You've got to be entertaining. That's so true. I think you've got to as well connect with the camera. So you've got to be, my camera is positioned up a little bit higher than this. Actually on this it could have been a bit lower, but I think you've got to look into that lens, and you've got to really connect. People have still got to see in your eyes.
Yeah.
You have a couple of tips that I've got. I think that to stop the scroll, if you're doing, let me know what you think. I think when you are perhaps doing a Facebook Live where you want to encourage new people to come into your membership, then I think you've got to stand out. You've got to be bright, whether you wear bright clothing or mix up your background if you possibly can, or maybe do lives from different locations if you have that opportunity. But if you don't, I think you can really just be, everyone wears black, don't they? Everyone's got black, and as you with black on, but you don't usually have black on.
But I wasn't wearing this earlier. I just wore this for nothing.
I'm a massive fan of having bright clothes on, so I just think it stops. And if you look at the feed, you are attracted to colour. So, you know, bright colours really do jump out on the feed. So that's definitely a top tip. Definitely.
I also think, you know, like we were saying, the background, like your background is awesome. You've got your big banner. Everything looks professional. My background is, you know, this is my conservatory, but I always make sure I've got fresh flowers and those flowers look good. You know, I've got my salt lamp on, little things like that, because people are looking, you know, they're looking and they're analysing everything. So I've seen some people go live from their kitchen and all their washing up was in the side bit. And I was just like, see how you're washing up, you know, and that's what I'm looking at, because I'm totally distracted by anything else like that. So, you know, if you're going live and you're in your kitchen or you're in the living room, think about what's behind you. Think about moving things out of the way. Definitely.
I totally agree with you, because yeah, we've seen people that have got dirty washing folded up in the background. We've seen washing, all kinds of things. I think maybe day one of lockdown that was acceptable-ish, but I think now we're 28 weeks away, then I don't think it's not the right image. And I do get that's hard. Other people live in your household, and you know there's kids around, and I do get it, and I do understand. But I think it does at least have to be neat and tidy behind you, doesn't it? For sure.
I mean, we can never. I mean, I'm very lucky that, you know, I mean, Bentley obviously walks through and he does cause a little bit of a laugh from time to time, and he'll always sit on my mat. But Jason tends to kind of keep himself right out of the viewing, unless he wants to kind of come in and join in. And of course, then my ladies love it.
Of course.
He's coming in with like next to nothing on, or he's got like, you know, his top off, and they're way more interested in him. But my dad came, and this was when we were delivering a workshop.
Oh yeah.
What we were doing. My dad came to stay for the day. Oh my God, and he was a nightmare. And I remember me and you, we both had a bit of a nightmare with things going on. I can't remember what it was. I think maybe Logan was poorly.
Yeah.
I looked at my dad, and I was just like, Dad, stop coming in. Like, get away. And he was sort of wanting to join in. No, Dad, get out.
Oh, it's hilarious. I remember that. I do. It's just, I think one day we'll all sit down and reminisce about all the crazy things that have happened during this time when we've been live. But as I say, every day I wake up and I think this is just amazing that we can do this. And that sort of brings me onto my roundabout way onto my next point. Going forward, the fitness industry, FitPro now, where is it? Is the future of group exercise online? If COVID stays with us for the next, I don't know, I've heard months, years, I don't know, none of us know. And there's always going to be some kind of distancing, and there's always going to be limited numbers. you know, we've seen what's happening with the theatre and cinemas and all that. And I just can't imagine how events are going to evolve and conventions. So maybe, do you think now that perhaps, what's your thoughts on group exercise? Not exercise, but do you think now the future of group exercise is online, and this is how it's going to stay and evolve?
Yeah, I think definitely that people will do a hybrid. They'll probably do you know, a mixture of online and live, if they used to be, you know, a live person. Lots and lots of people have learned through lockdown that they don't need to be a member of a gym. They don't need to go to the gym to get their exercise. They actually love exercising in the comfort of their own home. There's a lot less stress. They don't have to rush in, get their kit, rush them through town to try and beat the traffic to get to their class on time. There's no stress about booking in their class and getting their space. And then what happens, you know, because I remember some of my members at Nuffield said to me, you know, if they don't get online at 7 o'clock in the morning, they don't get their place in the class. And I thought, well, that's gone now, because no one's having to do that. No one's having to do that kind of immense stressful booking from there, unless you've kind of gone back to the gyms and that's kind of the booking system that they're doing. But I think people have found that they don't need to get babysitters, they don't need to get pet sitters, you know, they can do it in the comfort of their own home. And you've only got to look at the TV ads. The amount of TV adverts now that are on mainstream TV about virtual fitness. I mean, there was one about Les Mills today, and there's Peloton's always on, you know, advert on there. And that never was, you know, this time last year, you never had, you know, adverts on mainstream TV about virtual fitness, did you?
Yeah, no, there was no Peloton ads then. And clearly Apple have just launched Fitness Plus, which a good friend of ours is involved with. And he's headhunted a lot of the team, and they've taken trainers from around the world. That it's probably going to, you know, it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. And that just opens up the whole marketplace. I think as more people realize that it's very time efficient, they can work out when they want, great trainers, great music, the workouts that they like, then I think that the gym, this is really going to push hard in the gym. Of course, people are going to go to a gym and want the face-to-face interaction, definitely. But I think the gyms have got to do some serious soul searching in how they are going to, move on going forward. I
think definitely the people will go to the gym for the gym to train and do that, or still go to maybe CrossFit gyms or, you know, those kind of classes. But I think for Group X, like you said, I think people have realized that actually this is way too convenient for them. Virtual is way too convenient.
And I think it's dependent on the member as well, isn't it? You know, we teach a class, you did teach a step class at Nuffield, I used to teach a step class at Virgin. Let's say there's 40 people come to that class. There would be, I don't know, there's probably 10 people that come half an hour before. They know everybody's name, they have a coffee, I'm great friends with them. You know, they stand in the same spot. Maybe there's 10, maybe there's 15. The rest probably rock up to that class at 1 minute to 10. They do the workout. They love it. I don't really know them socially. I know who they are. They've been coming for years. They never miss. As soon as the class is over, they're gone. They're going to the gym for utility. They're not going to the gym for coffee and chat and community. They're off out working, whatever. But there is a group that one of their main reasons for going to the gym is for the social. But there is no social there anymore at the moment because there's no coffee, so that's lost. So those people have sort of dissipated a little bit. Maybe some have gone back to gyms, but a lot have found cheaper options, gone back to perhaps leisure facilities. A lot of the leisure clubs around us, leisure centres, council, they run very good timetables. Often their studios are much bigger than the health clubs. So they've been able to do social distancing a whole lot better than some of the very expensive clubs, because they've got the space, they've got bigger facilities. But the future of health clubs, I don't know. But the future of Fit Pros, so we are starting 3 weeks, we're launching the brand new ETM. So new instructors that come through, where are they going to go, Kelly? We're going to teach them how to teach on virtual. And them how to teach face to face, so they can do both. What do you think of a new instructor coming into the industry, or somebody that perhaps loves fitness and now thinks that the time is right for them to train? Where do you think the future is for them, for the new people?
I think now, I mean, we said this the other day, everyone's a presenter now. There's no people who are just, I mean, me and you, we've been doing Facebook Lives for years and years and years, and we've been doing, stuff online and being in front of the camera, and that's not been an issue. But now everyone is on social media. Everyone's live. Everyone's, on Instagram Live. Everyone's on Zoom. Everyone's, their own little presenter. The world is your oyster. There's, you could literally go anywhere you wanted to. It's not the case of now being an instructor, doing your qualification, and then hoping and praying that you get. I mean, when I first qualified, we had to audition for clubs. We had to audition for classes to get a place to actually teach. You don't need to do that now. You can do your own virtual timetable, virtual studio, set your own thing up, and be your own professional in there, and there's enough people out there who are looking for virtual classes that everyone essentially can do it. And as long as you've got the passion and the drive and the energy, then absolutely you can go for it. They'll probably be after our jobs.
They'll probably will get them. They'll probably be good, better. I agree. I think now that I was saying to quite a few of the ladies and the supporters, quite a few of them have got daughters who've been jumping in, doing the classes with us, and quite a lot have been doing the master classes. I said to the guys, you want to get the girls to do the ETM, and whether a few of them are going on to university, this would be a great way for them to a side hustle to make money. They're very, very active on social media. They're all over Instagram. They may as well be teaching classes. It's there's a great opportunity. I think it's exciting times. Talking about the Apple, which I think the new Apple Watch and the new Apple Plus, I think that again is going to make more people get into virtual. I think it's just going to open the market up even more. So I think that's a really good thing for us, for our industry. But I think also, as we come forward out of this, there's just so many opportunities. Mark Zuckerberg was on yesterday talking about Oculus. So Oculus is the augmented reality, VR, AR. So one's, I don't know which is which.
With
the goggles.
Yeah.
I mean, the technology is coming so quickly. So you and I, although we're on Zoom now, it's not going to be that long before, we'll have our glasses on and it will be like you and I are sitting on the sofa talking to each other, and that's going to be amazing for fitness. People will be able to put on their glasses and it will be as if we're all in the same room working out. And that, that's very near, that's within years away, very, very, very soon. So, I mean, who knows where this is going to go? It's only going to be, we're only at the very beginning of it, aren't we?
Well, look how much it's evolved in the last 20 weeks, 25 weeks, however long it is. Things have dramatically changed, massively changed with regards to virtual classes and what people are delivering and what people are doing. And that was because, people, yes, they were forced to, and, we were put in a situation where we had to move and drive forward and act on this. But a lot of people have really pushed forward and changed what they have been doing. And people are running their own little masterclasses now. So, where we used to go to conventions, me and you used to teach at conventions, and people would only see us if they drove all the way to Blackpool, or they went down to Camber Sands, or they went to Ibiza, or they went to, Turkey, or wherever it is. Now they can just literally turn on their computer or turn on their phone and they've got us. And so many people are running all those things. So, I've been watching masterclasses from presenters all over, the world. And, we've probably both been asked to do different stuff from people who are international. And that we wouldn't have got that, because we would have been thinking, oh, can I take a week off to fly to and go to and I'll have to like then get cover for these classes or childcare or whatever. And now we'll just be everyone can just do it. So it's moved massively, and I think it will just continue to do that.
Absolutely. So what's the future for Kelly Reid then? Well, until Christmas, what is your plans, Kel? What are you thinking of doing?
Staying in the conservatory club. Staying here. I'm just still continuing to, we've got lots of things booked in. Obviously, we've got, lots of courses that we're still running. We've kind of made a decision that we're keeping all of our courses online, haven't we? Because it just works so well for our learners. We've actually had our first learner, and I don't know if you saw the email I tagged you in, but we've had our first learner who has qualified since lockdown, and she was one of the instructors who did one of our first virtual Zoom level 3 Pilates courses. And she's done her video and she's now qualified. And 2 of our level 4 learners are immensely close to finishing. So, we've said we're going to continue doing our courses virtually because they work so well. I'm going to still continue to do all my virtual classes, keep everything online. I'll still continue to do Nuffield. Jason and I have worked it so that he teaches when I teach there on my virtual course. So that kind of works really well. And just still running masterclasses and stuff like that. Obviously, we've got the new, like we were saying, the new ETM, which has come out, which is not called ETM anymore. It's called Level 2 Certificate in Group Training, which is dead exciting. So we've got that. That'll be great. I think before we know it, Christmas is going to be here. I can't believe it's September, to be honest.
No, it is crazy. So yeah, and I'm exactly the same. Everything online, more, trying new things, different marketing plans, different objectives, different classes, different times. Just keep mixing it up using different platforms. I want to explore Twitch. I want to do more on YouTube, on Instagram, and obviously Facebook, where it's the hub really of everything that we do. So I think, it's an exciting time. So watch this space, everybody. But I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Kelly, thank you as always for reigniting the podcast.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.